We move on to the second installment to wrap up this show of Against the Suits. Now, if you missed it previously, we explained what Against the Suits means. The acronym ATS in the betting world stands for Against the Spread. It's not the case on this show. It stands for Against the Suits. You want to know why? Because all of my life, I have heard Vegas always wins. The house always wins. I'm sick of hearing that. That is such garbage. Talking about Vegas, the people that run this kind of deal in Vegas wear the suit and tie to work. They stay on the 107th floor of the Bellagio. They look out from their ivory tower. They peer down at us. Well, ATS now stands for Against the Suits. The People Show is taking back what's ours. Got 5 picks for you. Now, it's very important. I would encourage you to not pick or choose. Don't treat this like a buffet and sort of see what you like and pick off what you like, what you don't like. We're going to give you an odd number of games every single week in terms of picks. That's important because when we cash out, we're not going to leave at a point to where, man, we got 2 right, 2 wrong. Well, how many of you know in the betting world, that usually leaves you at a slight negative? Not the case here. If we go positive in terms of a winning record, we're positive in our bank account. Without further ado, our first pick of college football week 1, we actually gave out last week. We like West Virginia in the backyard brawl to cover 7 against Pitt. Pitt is favored by 7 points. We like West Virginia outright. JT Daniels about to put everybody else back on notice. Keaton Slovis using some choice words at a pep rally last night talking about West Virginia. I think Country Roads take them home. They cover the 7. I like it up to 8 points, honestly. Love that pick. Of week 1, Saturday's action, Utah State is at Alabama. Bama is favored by 41.5 points. That's a really big spread. It's really big for a reason. Alabama is angry. Utah State draws the short end of the stick. Sorry, Aggies. Roll Tide. 41.5 points covered. Take that to the bank. The next game, you got Georgia State at South Carolina. South Carolina favored by 12.5 points. I'm not sure why the spread is so close, which gave me a little bit of pause. But then we took that pause and ran right through the tape. We are taking South Carolina with the 12.5. Spencer Rattler has his coming out party. Jaheim Bell goes crazy. The over-under in terms of positions he plays on Saturday, I would venture is around 2.5. I take the over. South Carolina covers 12.5. Roll party roll. Like the Gamecocks to cover that. Now, we already talked about this game. If you've been watching this show live, Cincinnati at Arkansas. Arkansas favored by 6.5. Sam Pittman is 16-6 against the spread. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Sam Pittman definitely doesn't lie. Woo Pig Suey, we're taking them to cover the 6.5. I like them even a little bit more than that. So if that ends up moving on game day or after you see this up to around 7.5, we still like it. Love Arkansas in that game. Louisville minus 4.5 at Syracuse. Dino Babers and company a little bit on the ropes there in upstate New York. Malik Cunningham is a dude. If you haven't heard about him yet, you will. The quarterback for Louisville. I think he goes video game mode as NCAA 14 comes back July of 2023. He gives us an early preview to that, puts up video game numbers. They cover the 4.5 like a blanket. The last pick, Army, going to the teal turf to play the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina has 9 new starters on defense. That's a big deal regardless of who you're playing, but you open against a triple option offense, which Army runs in a surgical fashion. We support the troops here. We support the troops +2. Army covers that. I actually like Army to potentially win that game, so don't be afraid to go money line if you're feeling a little bit bold, but our pick is Army +2. That's it for us here on Against the Suits. We love all of these picks. Again, Bama minus 41.5, South Carolina covering 12.5, Arkansas minus 6.5. You can even juice that up a little bit if you want. Louisville minus 4.5, and the troops, the Army, Black Knights +2 against Coastal Carolina on the road, taking care of business. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.